Hello everybody, today we have beautiful Asus Creator laptop Q540 series. It's an Intel Core i9 13th gen laptop with RTX 3050 graphics and beautiful screen, 120 Hz refresh rate. Let's take it apart, let's see what we can fix, replace or upgrade. So start with bottom screws. I'm using T4 Torx screwdriver. So take out all the screws. Now we have to separate the bottom case from the Palmrest, so find a gap where you can put your tool and use only plastic tool, otherwise you can scratch the other parts. So once you have the gap, work your way around the whole edge to disconnect all the clips. Alright, and the bottom is out. Here we have the part number. Now we can access all the internal components. So start with disconnecting the battery. First, let's take out the screws. It's going to be easier to disconnect it. Okay, slide that retaining clip up. There's one more screw. And now we can disconnect the battery. Here we have the model number. So now let's take a look at the speakers. Very often if the speakers have bad sound, you would like to replace them. So the cable for the speakers is routed under the Wi-Fi antenna. So let's disconnect this cable. Now we can continue with the speaker. And now we can disconnect it from the motherboard. So these are our speakers. Here we have the part number. Now let's take a look under that cover. It should have our RAM memory. So that's our RAM memory. Spread those arms and you can take it out. So if the memory doesn't work or you would like to upgrade to the bigger one, this is how you can do it. Here, that's our Wi-Fi card we mentioned before. If it doesn't work, you can replace it. So take out this one screw. And that's our Wi-Fi card. Here we have the model number. Let's check under that cover. We should have another storage here. that's our storage. So if your laptop doesn't boot and tells you no boot device, or you would like to upgrade to the bigger one, this is how you can do it. So take out this bracket, and now we can take it out. That's the NVMe SSD drive. Now let's take out our fans and heatsink. So if you would like to replace the cooling paste for the heatsink or replace the heatsink, take out all these screws. Here the video cable is routed here, so let's disconnect it. Let's see. Alright, so our heatsink is out. Don't bend it. If you bend it, it won't work. Here we have the part number. Same with fans. If they don't spin or they're making grinding noise, you'd like to replace them. So this is how you can do it. Unscrew these few screws, disconnect from the motherboard, and you can take it out. Here we have the part number. And the second fan on the opposite side. So disconnect the video cable because it's routed through the fan. Now disconnect the fan from the motherboard, and you can take it out. Here we have the model number, part number. Here, that's our I/O board with our USB port. So if that port doesn't work, you can replace this board. Okay, looks like the board is hidden under the hinge. So let's unscrew the hinges. I'm taking out screws for the opposite hinge as well, because we will be pulling out the screen also later. Okay, now we can unfold our hinges. And we can disconnect the screen. So that's our I/O board with our USB port. Here we have the part number. Here we have our card reader board. So if the card reader doesn't work, you can replace this board. Take out these two screws. Disconnect from the motherboard. And the board is out. And that's also our audio board. Okay, now we are pulling out our motherboard. So let's disconnect all the cables. That's our keyboard cable. Now take out all the remaining screws for the motherboard. Okay, now we can take out our board. Here we have our processor and the graphics. They both soldered on the motherboard, so if these don't work, you have to replace the whole motherboard. Here we have the part number for the motherboard. Now let's take a look. That's our Palmrest touchpad assembly. Let's see if we can replace just the touchpad. So let's take out these screws. Okay, so this is how we can take out the touchpad. So that's the touchpad. Here we have the part number. Let's take a look at our keyboard. So the keyboard is riveted to the Palmrest, so we have to buy the whole Palmrest keyboard assembly, like this one. If you need parts, check gotlaptopparts.com. And here we should have the part number. Over here. That's our screen. Usually sold in one piece. Otherwise, it's very hard to take out just the LCD. You are risking breaking the glass. Alright, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.